Some places on Earth inspire a sense of mystery and adventure, legend and enchantment, for its wild beauty and its sheer isolation. This group of islands have been ravaged by the elements, but still quietly survives. What forces of nature created this beauty? Where did its people come from? Join us as we attempt to answer the mysteries of the northernmost islands of the Philippines, Batanes. For a Filipino pilot flying north, the last sight of home would be this group of 10 islands lying where the West Philippine Sea and the Pacific Ocean meet. I thought it was a good time to revisit this place and go for a quick flight. My son Spike, who has been my flying buddy on the Beechcraft King Air since he was young, accompanied me on this adventure. We took off from Manila and we were up to cruising altitude very quickly.
We are now cruising at 28,000 feet, and if you have not paid your ticket, you better take out all your wallet because this is not your friendly skies.
Weather on top and en route was good, and after flying over Lawag, we prepared for our landing briefing.
We're coming in from here, no? Track out 290, then inbound.
In about 20 minutes, Mount Iraya loomed in the horizon, creating a distinct weather pattern over Basco.
And Basco Radio, RPC 350, passing 900,020 miles to your station. We'll be flying overhead your station before descending at 5,000.
35020 miles and we'll fly here overhead the station.
Roger. So like we said, the clouds is exactly over Basco. This is always the case. We do the approach, come out from the sea, descend in the water, and then come in back to the runway. Waiting for gears. Yeah, let's put our gears down. And let's fly this manually. Don't turn off autopilot, huh? And 350, turning final.
350, Milan runway 062 and
Wow, I know how to make ATF approach. Get first to fall.
One of Skyjet Airlines' fleet was just behind us and knew I was flying to Basco as well.
Happy landing, Capjoy. Thanks, John.
With a short and inclined runway, surrounded by mountainous terrain, I always find it challenging to land here.
50, 40, 30, 20, and...
Of course, Spike thought he could have done it better than me. Well, he's probably right. I was surprised at how much has changed since my last visit. Back then, Basco Airport didn't even have a terminal. Now, several airlines fly daily to and from the province. We landed just about the same time as Skyjet Airlines BAE 146. These planes specialize in short field takeoffs and landing, suited for the country's many small islands. It was great to see the captain, John, who greeted me on the radio earlier.
Isn't this an exciting runway?
Yeah, you can see it's a one-way approach, and once you hit the hill, there's no turning back. You're committed to land. Otherwise, you'll having a hard time to pull it up with this mountain.
You're a short field takeoff and landing.
Yeah, this aircraft is designed for it's a stalled aircraft. It's powered by 4-engine 502 turbofans.
Yeah, I saw you came in very nice.
Yeah.
It's as if you know the runway like the palm of your hand.
It's always nice reconnecting with fellow aviators. But John had to quickly shuttle back to Manila, so I went off to explore the islands. Resting on top of a lush hill is Fundacion Pacita's stone building, a seamless addition to the already postcard-perfect landscape. It was to be my home while exploring Batanes. The island's only nature lodge offered the best comforts with no extra charge for the magnificent views. It is run by the Abad family, who has made it their mission to preserve the island's many gifts through sustainable, community-based, eco-cultural tourism. It was once the home studio of Batanes-born artist Pacita Abad, whose work has garnered international fame. Today, through a foundation named after Pacita and her parents, its income supports various projects in developing the whole province. There is so much I want to understand about this place. So the next morning, I went off to find out the story of these islands. Here in the main island of Batan, the landscape is dominated by Mount Iraya and its seemingly perpetual cloud cover. Volcanic in origin, Batanes was formed over millions of years.
These boulders came from the eruption of Mount Iraya centuries ago.
It is said that these scattered boulders used to be rough, but were eventually polished by the strong waves. These same forces shaped the people to become hardy and resilient in order to survive. The town is celebrating its fiesta. Wanting to learn more about the Ivatans, the island's original dwellers, I went over to the Basco Central School, where I met with Mayor Ann Viola, a strong advocate of Ivatan culture and arts. She was coaching some kids on performing the palo-palo.
This is Palo-Palo, and it tells us the story of how Batanes came into its province. When this is dramatized, we can see the changing of the lives of Ivatans in terms of the acceptance of new government that was introduced to them by the Spaniards.
Did they easily accept at that time?
It took them almost a century before they finally accepted.
Through the palo-palo, I learned the Ivatan struggle as a peace-loving people. And though Christianized, they did not lose the reverence for the spirits in nature. One of the kids also sang a beautiful Ivatan tune that predates the Spanish occupation.
This is a laji. Laji is the folk lyric tradition of Ivatan, a poetic expression of their emotions, where they could not express it in plain words. They are being sung.
The song is about welcoming birds or visitors into one's home and serving them the best tasting wine. It represents the Ivatan's innate hospitality. Mayor Ann tells me that in the olden times, when a farmer sings this tune in the fields, he or she will get a reply in the form of a song from another farmer in a distant mountain. What a beautiful way to communicate in these rolling hills. Batanes is hilly terrain as far as you can see. Not the most ideal conditions for farming, but not for the Ivatans, who have long mastered living in harmony with the environment. Cows are free to graze the land, and they seem to have shorter legs on one side. How else can they stand almost vertically on these slopes? I went for a closer look and found myself on a hillside farm. The island's volcanic origin has blessed it with fertile soil.
Good morning. What are you harvesting today?
Kamote. This is pitang. This is the popular kamote here. It bears plenty of fruit.
Root crops are a very good choice because they remain underground even through unfavorable weather.
What if there's a typhoon?
The leaves will be destroyed, but the fruit will not be destroyed.
So this is the reason why it's a sure crop. Can I learn how to harvest? Oh, you have an extra one.
You have to dig the roots.
How do I dig for that? So I dig for this, Oh, here we are. I got one, but it's very small. This is almost like digging for gold.
That's how people of Batanes live. They have to be industrious. Kunting tiyaga.
Maybe I'm the lucky one. Maybe I'll get a bigger one compared to what you have. So I will start with the root, and then I start to dig on the side.
Okay.
On the side. Okay, this one is a bigger one. Ooh. Now, this one's a giant.
After our hard work, it was time to enjoy the fruits of our labor with a feast of our harvest and some flying fish. This makes for a typical breakfast in the area.
Sarap. I think I will migrate here already. And with this view, so nice to have breakfast with this kind of view.
Peace-loving, hospitable, and hardworking. These are only some of the qualities I have discovered about the Ivatans, and I have barely scratched the surface for some kamote. Up next, I continue to get to know these mystical islands and understand more about the Ivatans' rich cultural heritage.